This is Cara-Michele with your Strength and Vitality 90-day Power Up program. This video is going to focus on digestion. You may remember from our conversations that digestion and blood sugar are the two places that we tend to start when we're looking at physiological processes in your body and wanting to straighten those out in the beginning. This is the important part. So this video is just going to focus on the digestion part. I'm starting with this because I think that when you understand the process here, you'll understand why you're feeling so bloated and lots of gas and having difficulty with your bowel movements. And I think it's going to make it easier for you to stay on track and make decisions that are really going to help you reach your actual goals. So this is how the digestion process works. You're going to put food in your mouth, and we start to chew it up. So our teeth, our mouth, is actually the first portion of the digestive system or digestive tract. Inside your mouth, there are enzymes released called amylase, and a particular enzyme released called amylase, and that helps to break down carbohydrates. So when we chew up our food, we're actually breaking it into small enough pieces for the stomach to manage. So as you can think about like a mill, as you put in seeds or something like that, and it starts to grind them into smaller and smaller and smaller pieces, each portion of the mill, as it moves along, is only designed to handle grain at a particular size. So when you get to the very end, the last portion of the machinery is only able to manage the powdered form of flour versus the grain at the beginning. So this is how our digestive system works also. So we put a large piece of food in our mouth, and then our teeth and the saliva in our mouth helps to break it down so that it's at a size and consistency that our stomach can manage. So once we swallow our food, it drops down in our stomach. When it gets there, it's supposed to fall down into a pool of acid, believe it or not. It's called hydrochloric acid. So the food drops down into the acid, and there it's supposed to be broken down and mixed even more. If you don't have appropriate stomach acid there, then your food's going to sit there and it's going to literally rot and putrefy there. And that's why we end up with bloating and belching. It's kind of like when you walk over to a trash can that had some banana peels or something like that, and you lift the lid and you get all the fumes, the smell there. It's the same thing. So this rotting food is giving off gas, and it makes our stomach bloated, and then it comes out back up through our esophagus and our throat and as belching. So it's really important to take our time and chew our food so that it's small enough, and then also to have appropriate stomach acid there to break down the food. Then that falls down into our small intestine. This is where the lion's share of digestion takes place, in our small intestine. This is where it's literally broken down small enough to be able to extract all the nutrients out of our food and then have that travel out through our bloodstream. Enzymes come from the pancreas, pancreatic enzymes, shoot over into the small intestine, and then also from the liver we get bile. Now, bile's job is to break down, emulsify any fats that we have in our diet. Fats are going to be from avocados or nuts, or maybe we're eating coconut oil, or it could be fast food, whatever it is. It all needs to be broken down enough so that it can be transported through our bloodstream. If not, if we don't have appropriate bile or we don't have appropriate enzymes from the pancreas, there's no way for the food to get broken down even more when it's in the small intestine. And then by the time it gets to the large intestine, which is supposed to do a minute amount of digesting, really your small intestine is about preparing the food, whatever is left over to be excreted, and then also maybe pulling out a little bit more of the nutrients that might have been left behind. Maybe a little bit of water. That's what your large intestine is supposed to do. It's not supposed to be digesting food. But if you think about, we go back to this top, if you have a big bite of burger that you chew twice and then swallow, but you don't have appropriate stomach acid, Then it goes down into the small intestine, and now the small intestine doesn't have good pancreatic enzymes because we're stressed or we're eating a lot of high carbohydrate food that makes our pancreas produce insulin a lot more. We'll get into this a little bit later in another video. But the small intestine doesn't have what it needs to do its job. Then it goes down into the large intestine. It certainly isn't prepared to do the job. This is why we have constipation, diarrhea, lower abdominal bloating, not feeling well. We have difficulty eating meats and vegetables that are fibrous. It's not because these foods aren't good for us, it's that our digestive system doesn't work well. Okay, thanks for watching.